Hello, it's Monday, June 8th, 2026, and that means two things. I think this is a show about solar energy now. I think. Anyway, it's also time for the lighting bulletin, pound for pound, the source for lighting industry news. Check us out on LinkedIn and Threads. It's also brought to you by Sansi. That link is in the description. Let's get into the news because the United States Department of Energy has restored federal funds for rebate programs. 8.8 billion in dollars that were lost-ish, wandered away under the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act, is back on the table. But there are new rules about what they can fund, specifically changing large appliances. But that could also change because there's a court case pending on those. But anyway, lighting rebates from the federal government are back in action, back on the table. Bell and McCoy has bought FRM. No details on that Florida-based acquisition. Business of Home has bought Pookie. Pookie is a UK lighting brand. Do I know anything about them? No. Will they say anything about how much they paid? No. AES ASHRAE 90.1 has a new revision and it focuses on lighting controls. TerraCycle has bought NLR. TerraCycle specializes in hard-to-recycle objects, and NLR is an e-waste company. Graybar has completed their buyout of the American Electric Supply. That deal actually closed on the 2nd. Q4 at Orion shows revenue at $25.7 million. ICO has partnered with SK in New England. High Power has partnered with Electra in 6 states in the Midwest. Alloy LED has picked Optique for the Midwest. We have a new advisory board at the DMC, and we have 71 new rep deals. InCharge has gotten $46 million in investment from S2G. That's a PE firm. Canada Post has ratified a new agreement. That's a 5-year deal for mail and parcels. We have a new senior note offer at Hubel. 1.8 billion in notes available today. Today. Get them now. Elation has opened their Canadian office. It's already up and running. Meteor Lighting has a new website. It's nice. TED Magazine has named their best of the best with 42 NAED members recognized. Ryan Radke has been named Executive Director of Business Development at WAC. Ryan Farmer is now a Regional Sales Manager for Visa Lighting. Michael G. Konzik has been picked as Chief Revenue Officer at 3G Lighting. Shruti Seth has retired as Company Secretary and Compliance Officer at Focus Lighting and Fixtures. Marcus Grabmeyer has been appointed CEO at Electrical Products at Siemens. Guillaume Texier, CEO of Rexel, has been elected president of the UN Global Compact France Network. Alan Yen has left Solus Tech for the Alkaline Water Company. Gross Lighting has expanded. They have a new-ish showroom in Castleton, Indiana. LightsNearMe.com is now open. You can pay to be listed there. WAC has won the Showstopper Awards at Leducation. We have 100 years at Sanford Electric. ETI has filed a counterclaim in their case with Signify. This new motion will add patent misuse to their defense. Signify has had no duty of care in a warehouse injury case. This is a verdict in an accident that happened at Capital Light. Signify had shipped somewhere between 800 and 1,300 pounds of product on a pallet that was neither strapped nor shrink-wrapped. This was placed on a second-story shelf by a forklift, obviously, and then that shelf was bumped, leading to the product landing on a worker. Mr. Cruz was paralyzed. He sued everyone involved, and a court has determined that Signify, the guys who did not strap or wrap that product, wasn't responsible. Rexel or Capital Light might still be on the hook for tens of millions of dollars for a guy who just had a rough day, didn't he? On the tariff tracker, the U.S. has declared a possible 10% duty on 16 economies over a forced labor investigation. And if that ain't the 14th Amendment calling the kettle black, that metaphor worked way better in my head before I said it, but I think you know what I mean. The U.S. will be appealing tariff refunds. The USMCA is entering renegotiation. Chinese factory activity was down in May. We have new relief on tariffs for aluminum, copper, and steel, at least between the U.S. and Canada. And NEMA has launched a new national campaign spotlighting the essential role of electrical manufacturers. All, however many of them are left. In events news, ArcLight Summit has announced their full schedule. That's for their September event. And Light and Intelligent Building has published their prospectus. This is a new white paper. Look forward to that. In lighting controls news, SwitchBot has NanoLeaf. That's a $4 million deal. We have the first product to be certified under version 2.7 of the DALI D4i Talk Saga profile. This is a smart city platform that is an omnibus certification. And there we go. We have the first thing that qualifies. Schneider has partnered with Samsung. The KNX system is now a smart thing officially. The Dayton, Ohio Police Department doesn't know if the Flock cameras they set up are still recording after the end of their contract with Flock, so they keep covering them with garbage bags. In research and development, we have a new solar cell that's only 10 nanometers wide, which means that you could embed it in glass, like a window, and use your windows to generate power. Neat. We have a new transforming projection surface. This is a new surface that will receive projections from lamps, and this is designed by Disney. It's entirely motorized, so it changes shape so that you can do different things with the projection. This could be part of theme parks or even just the rides. This could be pretty cool, actually. We have a new solar-powered desalinization device. This is developed by University of Rochester, and it cuts down on waste brine. Potato Farms, owned by Frito-Lay, a division of Pepsi, has teamed up with a group of United States senators to astroturf lies about solar panels. And that's weird. DIY electrical projects are still the deadliest household project in the U.S., with 51,000 incidents annually, killing 500 people, 1,400 injuries, and $1.3 billion in property damage. The second deadliest? Roofing. Bristlemouth fish can control their bioluminescence. That's right. These fish can use the platelets in their blood to change how much light and what kind of light they emit. Fish are better at lighting controls than me. Fish. Neat. Westlake Yanshan Tech has claimed to have developed the first 8-inch GaN, gallium nitride on silicon micro LED IDM mass production line. This is currently geared for the display market. In light pollution news, circadian disruption might be causal, not correlated, causal. Not sleeping well, sleeping poorly, and sleeping at the wrong time could cause major depressive disorder. 3 milligrams of melatonin can boost DNA repair in shift workers if they sleep during the day. Dark Sky International finally condemns data center light pollution. Hyperuricemia has been linked with circadian syndrome. Petoskey, Michigan is enforcing their dark sky rules with fines, a first for the U.S., I think. Colorado has connected 21 trails into a single constellation called the Stargazing Trail. Columbus, Ohio has rewritten their data center ordinance for lighting reasons. Shenzhen, China has constructed a new wildlife corridor that respects light pollution rules. And Maine has passed a lighting regulation. A new lawsuit over ICE and DHS's concentration camp in Florida is concerned with air pollution from the diesel generators they use to light the grounds and facility. NIMBYs are picking a fight with a Nova Scotia observatory's plan to add rental cabins. The Arc de Triomphe in D.C. may be an air traffic hazard. DC is already hard to deal with in terms of air travel, but adding that lighting may make it worse. The U.S. National Guard has found a 869-foot tunnel between Tijuana and San Diego. That is not a thing you fight with stadium lighting on the border, I'm afraid. Ground-penetrating sonar, maybe? Edinburgh residents are protesting a proposed retail park signage. The Latter-day Saints Temple in Fairview, Texas, will proceed without not really genuinely changing any of their lighting plans. SpaceX is proposing yet another 100,000 satellites on top of the hundreds of thousands of satellites they've already proposed. Lahore's bats are threatened by urbanization. Fireflies are indeed the canaries in the coal mine for environmental quality overall. And nesting season and the awareness campaigns around it for turtles have begun in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Redwire has partnered with Astrobiome Space to grow strawberries in orbit. The Oklahoma cannabis boom is busting. And speaking of forced labor, if you know anything about Oklahoma cannabis, Canada's Centre for Horticultural Innovation focuses on lighting for berries as well. And UVB, that's to say medium band ultraviolet light, is a promising pathogen control for indoor horticulture, specifically molds, mildews, and funguses. A Mishawaka, Indiana man was caught on camera stealing a smart camera. Like, he walked up to someone's door and pulled the Ring camera off it, which meant it captured his image and was sending it via Wi-Fi to the server until he got far enough away from the router that it stopped sending his image. He was caught. Trial pending. In local updates, we have new energy projects in Maryland. We also have a new residential efficiency program on Hawaii. We have a new PACE program in Deaf Smith County, Texas. We have new port lighting going ahead in Lake Charles, Louisiana. UMass Amherst has gotten a LEED Platinum certification for its computer science lab. Atlanta, Georgia is revamping lighting at 12 transit stations. And Boston's Citgo sign will move. It's going to get revamped and then maybe come back, but it's gone for now. In Grand Rapids, Michigan, a raccoon knocked out both signal lighting and street lighting, proving once again that small to medium-sized rodents are a much greater threat to infrastructure than terrorism. Orlando, Florida will be breaking state law to light a local bridge purple for Noxolone awareness. Not opioid abuse, just the pharmaceutical you take when you do opioid abuse. Similarly, Jacksonville, Florida residents will be breaking state law to celebrate Pride Month for the second year in a row on their bridges. At some point this month, I'm going to do a whole episode about what I think about RGB lighting for awareness and ribbon cause awareness type things. Keep an eye on the feed. Houston, Texas is adding solar lighting to the Columbia Tap Trail. We have a new softball center lighting project going ahead in Columbia, Mississippi. We have new field lighting going ahead in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And tennis court lighting is being funded by grants in Mason, Colorado. Internationally, the Indian Supreme Court has upheld a verdict in the case of the Ramzan lighting program, which was canceled, unfortunately, because it probably wasn't racist against Tamils. Probably. You can't be sure with India. Can't be sure. Universal Display is opening a new innovation center in Chengdu. Corby has raised $8 million in Series B funding in the UK. And Telefonica Tech has digitized public lighting in the municipality of Bologna, Italy. In sports news, the International Cricket Commission is switching to pink balls to help with color rendering and spotting to speed up games of cricket. Those games are 4 hours long. I don't know what you can do to save that much time. And Buffalo Bills fans think that human-centric lighting in the locker rooms are silly, partly because it does seem a little silly, and partly because their tax dollars paid for it. In things you can make a DIY glowing flamingo vase, you can turn a very big burl into a slab light fixture, and you can take a look at this downlight that is composed entirely of discarded fishing nets. I've been Scott Walker. I want to thank you for your time, your attention, your ratings, your reviews, for finding the newsletter and signing up for that, and also for visiting Sansi and their LEDs. That link is in the description. See ya!